Hey, what's up everyone, this is Ren from China. As my previous videos that I just got some unexpected disease. After a period of time when I just started to my volunteer program in Koh Phangan, an island in Thailand, I just sit in front of my house and take a long consideration. And finally, I think, safety first. I should go back to my country to cure my disease first. So, the recent report is just getting better. But anyway, I need to prepare an alternative plan. If my health condition getting worse, I need my family, I need my relatives to take care of me. So, after a long time consideration, I decide to drop my trip in Thailand and I will go back to my country to take care of my safety first. Since I decide to go back to China, my nightmare started. And I totally lose 3,000 US dollars. It's not a small amount of money. Although I know put it in a long life view, I will earn this money in the future. But in this age, 3,000 US dollars is really a disaster loss for me. Let me explain that why I would lose 3,000 US dollars. Okay, first, since I want to go back to my country, I need to search the flight, right? First, compare the different flights, compare China to other countries. When I search a flight on google.com, and I'm currently in Bangkok, let me just take some examples. If I want to fly to Japan, Tokyo, and it's a one-way trip, so it's the price map. The price for Bangkok to Tokyo, you can check the price calendar. It's around $300 to $400, and in September, well, it's only $200 to like $250. So it's not expensive, right? And I just change another place. If I search Hong Kong, the price calendar even more cheaper, $100. And September it's also around $100, quite cheap, right? If I change to Taiwan, $100 to $200, right? It's almost around $200. Not expensive also. But if I change the place to China, and there's so many options in China. Actually, the most earliest one and also a big city is Guangzhou. It's a very far south city in China. It's also very close to Thailand. Let me show you the price. And these days called the quarantine policy, I have to choose non-stops only. Yeah, it has to be the non-stop only. So, the price. First, the ticket was so limited. You don't have so much choices. And I don't know why that actually most tickets are controlled by the agent, not from the official website directly, so the Google just cannot search them. If you want to buy the ticket from the official channel, you can search from the Google, the latest one, August 22nd, 3,675 US dollars. 3,500 US dollars. It's like 10 or 20 times than the other countries. And there is only one day that they sell the ticket that you can take the flight, only on August 22. And check the September, 9,000 US dollars for the ticket flight from Bangkok to China. That's insane. October, 3,675. November, also the same price. You barely can take the flight. Recently go back to China. So I just buy another ticket from an agent website in China from Bangkok to Kunming. It's also another city in China, but it really cost me a lot. I paid from the PayPal. You see, 2,875 US dollars. Just a ticket from Bangkok to China. That's really unbelievable that when all the countries just open their borders, but it's still very hard, very difficult for the Chinese to get back to their country. Why I get so urgent to buy the tickets? Because of my body health problems. I just want to get an alternative plan. If it's getting worse, I will have my family to take care of myself. So I have no other choice. I just try to get back to my country as soon as possible. But actually, I'm the unlucky one. Just the day after I make the payment, There is another route, appears to be more reasonable. I get back to China. First, I will get to Hong Kong and for quarantine 3 days. After the 3 days quarantine, I can get back to mainland. And I need to another 7 days quarantine. You see, I just searched the result. The ticket price to Hong Kong is quite cheap. And 3 days of the quarantine hotel is also good, affordable, and then I can take the ticket from Hong Kong to China, which will be like 10 or 11,000 US dollars. Anyway, it's already much cheaper than 3,000 US dollars. So I decided to take the second route. Also, there are so many days of the opportunity. It means I can get to Hong Kong at any time I want. So I can get to Hong Kong as soon as possible. It's closer to mainland. It's closer to my family. Just take another consideration. I decided to take the second route just to get to Hong Kong first. But I have already spent 3,000, almost 3,000 US dollars by the ticket from Bangkok to China, because it's the only choice, the latest ticket that I can buy in the first few days of August. So I just buy it anyway. You know, that time I got health problems and I'm away from my family. I'm kind of anxious, urgent, very upset. So anyway, I just buy the ticket, didn't consider too much of the result. But I'm also very unlucky. Just the day after I purchased, the Hong Kong just loosened the restrictions. It means I can take another easier opportunity to get back to China. But anyway, I'm not sure if I'm too desperate or too urgent. I still need to control my emotion in some urgent cases. That's one of the lessons I will learn from this failure. So yeah, then I plan all of my schedule. I book 3 days of the quarantine hotel in Hong Kong. I book the flight tickets to Hong Kong, and I'm just ready for the ticket from Hong Kong to mainland. But it seems I'm the tragic boy again. Just the night before I fly to Hong Kong, cause they needed a COVID PCR test, so I did a test. Unfortunately, I got a positive. Everything just went into the reverse direction as I expected. When I'm looking forward to get back to my country, the test result just not meet their standards, so I cannot go. I just rebook my flight tickets, I cancel my quarantine hotel days. It seems like I have to wait for 1 more week until if I can get a negative on my COVID test. But I just want to cross my fingers, it will turn out better after 1 week, then I can take the flight. So these days I just search a lot of methods how to get out of the positive report. I drink more water, drink more vitamin C, drink more protein. Anyway, just hope my body will recover soon. I don't have many other symptoms, just have a very strong noise sound when I am talking. So yeah, God bless me. Just hope that things will come into my control again. Finally, I want to give a summary of my journey. I think it's totally a failure, totally a disaster for me. I learned a lot of lessons from it. It's some of my faults, but some are not my faults. In my part, actually, I didn't plan too much. First, I should do a full checkup of my body before I leave China. I need to make sure I got 100% health. Then I can go outside to do the things I want. So it's the most terrible carelessness thing that I did in the past month. Also, I didn't search all the quarantine policy that you need to get back into China. If something urgent happened, I need to get back to China. What's the methods? What's the conditions I should meet? And if I did the research before I get out of China, think more carefully, I wouldn't make this huge mistake. The flights quite limited. Almost only 1 flight every month, and the price is so expensive. Whether you can afford it, 3,000 US dollars. You know, at that time, I just didn't consider about my health condition. I'm quite confident about my health, but just the time I entered into Thailand, I did the test, it went bad. Then I don't have any space to turn back. I can only follow the road that the God gave me. Anyway, I still need to cheer up, be optimistic. Believe it won't be much problem in my health. Believe I will go back to China as soon as possible. Yeah, these are my mistakes part, and I should get the most important life experience from this lesson. Also, I want to mention, because it's not all my faults. You know that it seems like that China is the only country in the world they have this draconian COVID policy. You have to get quarantined and they don't offer you the flights to get back to China. Price so expensive. You know that most of our fellows, the Chinese, they just want to wait until another 3 or 4 months to check if the government can drop the price. They just postpone all of their plans. Sometimes they just didn't see their family for nearly 3 years, you know, since the start of COVID-19. Since the global pandemic, our country closed the borders, and even 3 years after, they still close it. The flights are quite difficult to get. If I buy from the agent, it cost me 3,000 US dollars. And I have to buy the ticket the next month. I cannot get back to China as soon as possible as my expectation. So, yeah, our country, China, still lag behind most of the other countries in the world. I don't know what they are concerning about, but it's really unfortunate for our Chinese fellows who are still in overseas. If I get a health condition, yeah, I will stay outside of China for a very long time. But this time, I have to get back to unite with my family. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for listening to me talk too much, to complain about the policy, to complain about my mistakes I have made. Yeah, this really gave me a big lesson, really impact on me a lot. So in the future, I will consider my life options in a much more careful way. I have to consider all the consequences I will meet and make the cautious, careful, considerate decisions in the future, no matter in the life, in my love, in the family, or in my career. Thank you for watching, guys. This is Ren from China. If you like my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share my videos, and appreciate it. See you in my next video. After I get back to China, yeah, I will focus more on the domestic events happening in China and shoot more footages about China. Peace.